Hello all, my name is Olivia Brock, and today I will be doing my presentation titled Gold's Gym Portfolio for Sustainability-Oriented Change. Gold's Gym has made a name for itself in the fitness community, but fails to see the forest through the trees. It is time for Gold's Gyms to make a holistic approach and create the gold standard to not only challenge competition, but to allow Gold's Gyms to remain resilient for years to come. Gold's Gym was founded in 1965 by John Gold in Venice Beach, California. Currently, Gold's Gym has 600 facilities in 27 countries. The first international gym was located in Canada. The current employment is over 12,000 employees. Gold's Gym is known as a premier health and fitness facility, primarily targeted to the competitive weightlifting community, and has attracted the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Gold's Gym focuses an emphasis on member experience, but lacks to investigate its internal landscape, sustainability, and employee governance. Without an emphasis on the internal landscape, from the periphery to the core, Gold's Gym faces high turnover rates and an inability to remain resilient. My proposed solution is to make an annual sustainability report, something that Gold's Gym has lacked to produce. Let's start by looking at the B Corporation impact statement from Gold's Gym. As you can see, Gold's Gym has an overall score of 52.8. You have to have a score of 80 to be considered a B Corp. As you can see, looking at the impact areas and scores, environment was omitted due to a lack of information online about sustainability nor the resources of an annual sustainability report. As you can see, customers have the highest score available out of 5, as well as workers having a 29.7, but I will delve into that score later, and governance having a 10.6, as well as community with a 6.5. We're going to focus on the environment and workers. Let's now look at the SWOT analysis for Gold's Gym. When you observe the strengths, you can see global locations, qualified trainers, world-class amenities, as well as opportunities looking at a growing demand for health and fitness, as well as distance workouts and value-added services. And as you can see, these strengths and opportunities seem to circumnavigate around members and membership experience. If you look over at weaknesses and threats, you can see that Gold's Gym divests instead of invests, which means it does not take a lot of its funds to focus on the core of Gold's Gym so much as what it holds to that periphery. You can also see substitutions, cheaper prices, but you can see a lack of sustainability efforts towards electricity or carbon footprints, as well as the maintenance that does not address energy increasements. From that, let's look at the power interest grid of stakeholders for Gold's Gym. And these are the stakeholders that could or could not have an impact on creating a sustainability report, managing it, and getting it published. As you can see, the target stakeholder group here is the Manage Closely group, which hosts Sebastian Shope, who is the CEO of Gold's Gym, Craig Sherwood, who is the CFO, and Ian Dunhill, who is the CDO, or Chief Development Officer, as well as Jen Dozier, who is the General Manager for the Gold's Gym Patent location. Here in Keep Satisfied, individual with high power but low interest, we can say Logan Orshner, who is head of HR, Matthew Scott Worley, who is the Membership Experience Advisor, as well as Marcus Amos, head of maintenance. Now here, another key important group to look at is Keep Informed, which typically includes employees and members, as you can see front desk associates, as well as the fitness community. These two groups will have most of the power. What should we record? How should we record it? And what will the sustainability report look like? But here you can see this group of Keep Informed individuals will have a key insight to look at the details of the report, such as why is employee turnover so high? Why do we see cancellations at the rate that we do? And looking at the fitness community members and employees can help understand the demographics that we're seeing. Next, we'll talk about implementation of an annual sustainability report. First is the when. First, we'll have to look at assembling groups. So what stakeholder groups are going to cover which goals, such as governance, sustainability, and economics. Next is to determine the key indicators. Key indicators can include the electricity bill, water usage, member usage, as well as employee turnover rates or number of cancellations processed in a month, as well as numbers of members that actually get terminated based on Gold's Gym standards. From there, we can start the recording process at the start of the 2020 fiscal year. And from then, the first sustainability report could be published as early as February 23, but there could be delays seeing it later in the year. Next is the who and the how. First is to assign stakeholders of various groups. As we discussed before, manage closely and keep satisfied will be two of the most important groups. However, keep informed will be important in looking at the details and the overall assessments of annual sustainability report. Here we have governance, which includes executives and managers, social, which can include employees, customer experience manager, and sustainability, which can also include executives, interested employees, as well as maintenance. Additional resources that would be beneficial to the annual sustainability report include hiring a CSO or a Chief Sustainability Officer, as well as editors for final reports and publications. Next, we'll discuss measurement and reporting. The reporting progress for an annual sustainability report sets out with specific goals. Goals have to be SMART, specific, and manageable. So goals can be a 35% reduction in cancellations, a 50% reduction in current employee turnover, a reduction of energy uses to a certain amount, as well as a reduction in plastic waste, etc. There can be quarterly meetings to assess progression or regression of goals, as well as why those goals could be in regression. There could also be monthly written reports sent to corporate, which can also be observed by managers, as well as bi-monthly stakeholder meetings to assess what results they're seeing and where they see areas for improvement. I will end with a quote by Jack Welch. A leader's job is to look into the future and see the organization not as it is, but as it should be. Here you can see an image if it says the future and next exit. The future can shake you or it can shape you. And a leader's job is to look at here's where the organization is and here's where it should be and needs to be to succeed in the future. In order to take that step, Gold's Gym members, employees, as well as executives need to look from the periphery to the core and understand what the core values of Gold's Gym is, as well as how can we carry those values into the future, and how the organization exists now and how we see it existing in the future, as well as bridging that gap using an annual sustainability report. Here is a list of my references. Thank you for listening.